Welcome back to another UK Bike Fit gym video, and we're doing this video now just as it's coming into winter when lots of cyclists are starting to think about getting into the gym or doing some sort of strength training. And today we're going to talk about 3 exercises that you probably haven't thought of that you definitely should be doing as a cyclist. So these 3 exercises are perhaps not what you'd start to think about when you start thinking about gym training or strength training. They're not going to be anything to do with building strength in your legs and building power, but they are going to be really important exercises for performance reasons, for keeping an aero position reasons, and creating resilience to injury. So these exercises are going to focus on areas of the body that you absolutely need as a cyclist, and they are essential to keeping a good position and to performance and to keeping strong, but they are also areas of the body that you would probably never train unless you do something like this as a cyclist. So this first exercise is one that you might well have done if you have done some sort of weight training in the gym, but you might not have done it for these reasons. This is a staple of any gym goer's program, and this is a deadlift. And the reason I've included deadlift into this sort of program where we're talking about exercises that are good for reasons that you might not necessarily think of is that this is a complete posterior chain workout. So it's including your hips, it's including, and obviously a little bit of leg activation as well as you're in that first stages of the lift, but then also it's great for your back and your lower back specifically when you are extending upwards and supporting that weight. And this is obviously really important so that we can stay stable on the saddle. It can make saddle problems more comfortable because you are able to stabilize yourself on that saddle, so there's less movement and less friction, and it can reduce the risk of saddle sores. And then obviously it helps with leaning forward to the front of the bike and being able to support and stabilize your upper body as you are getting down into those potentially aggressive aero positions. And it means that your overall riding position is just a lot easier on your upper body. So for what we're trying to achieve by doing this exercise, which is obviously build resilience and build stability and core strength, I would probably choose a slightly higher number of reps per set for this specific exercise, maybe something like 15 to 20. But by the end of those sort of 15 to 20 reps in that set, you should probably be feeling pretty fatigued. So you can base the weight on that, but again, we need to be able to do these 15 to 20 reps, so perhaps choose a slightly lower weight than you would normally. So there's loads of gym bros out there who've created videos who are way more qualified than me to tell you how to do a deadlift, but what I would say is just be sensible with the weight, build it up gradually, and make sure if this is the first time doing a deadlift that your first few reps and sets are very manageable so that you're not overdoing it when you first start. So the second exercise we're going to do is a tricep press up, and this is mega important for cyclists, and again something that loads of people neglect and wonder why their neck and their shoulders are hurting and their hands are going numb. And a lot of the times when we're talking about getting into aero positions or even just standard riding positions on drop bar bikes, the thing that stops people softening through their elbows is the fact that it hurts their triceps. Maybe you can relate to this. Maybe if you try next time you're on your bike, if you soften your elbows and try and hold that position, do your triceps start to ache, and do you feel like you have to lock yourself out and ride along like this to try and stop them from aching? Well, your triceps are mega important for trying to hold your upper body stable in its position for a long period of time. So why not strengthen them? Tricep press ups are a great one because you can do them anywhere. You don't need to be in a gym, obviously. And they work your lats, they work your core, which are other muscle groups that are mega important for holding that stable riding position. And for this exercise, as it's not a weighted exercise, you can basically just do as many reps as you can. Again, your arms are going to probably ache and burn a little bit after this one, but that doesn't matter so much. But if you can just do as many as you can until you can't do any more press ups at all, then that's going to be a really good and quick way to build strength and develop strength. So to put emphasis on the triceps, when you're doing that press up, just make sure your elbows are really tucked into your sides as you're going down. And then when you press up as well, don't let your elbows flare out and be tempted to use your bigger chest muscles or your biceps. This is all about the triceps, so keep your elbows nice and close to your body as you're doing the exercise. So my third and final exercise for this video is a single leg Romanian deadlift, and this is incorporating a lot of glutes and hamstrings and more core strength and more posterior chain, which again, like we've already spoken about, is mega important for cycling. And working the muscles in this way is a really good way to challenge yourself in ways that are going to help you on the bike. So I'm going to do this exercise weighted with a dumbbell, but you don't have to. You can do this unweighted as well, which means you can obviously do it at home with no equipment. But if you do have some dumbbells lying around or kettlebells, or you're in the gym, then this is probably going to help you get stronger quicker. So for this one, we're going to stand on one leg and then using our opposite arm, I'm going to use the dumbbell and lean forward, pick up the dumbbell with a straight leg. And then when you extend upwards, make sure you really push through the hips and through your lower back and straighten up at the top of the movement, and then repeat that a number of times. So for reps and weight with this one, as I said, weight doesn't particularly matter. You can do it unweighted if you need to, but reps, again, I'd choose a really high number of reps per set. Say 15 to 20 again, same as the first exercise. And if you can do 3 sets of these, that's really good for building stability and building control through this movement. So there you go, there's some simple ways to build some stability and some strength on the bike in ways that you probably wouldn't do otherwise. And again, this is really important for staving off injury and making yourself comfortable, but also making sure that you are performing as well as you can on the bike. If you've enjoyed this video, then please do like and subscribe and follow us on Instagram. It really helps us build this channel and build this audience so that more people like you can see these videos.